You can never go wrong with Casemiro, Anchorman. I haven't compared it. I don't know how much different this Casemiro is to the standard card. If they're not very different ability wise when you max them out, then the only difference would be the card is different and proficiency is all 90. For those of you guys. Otherwise, yeah, it's Casemiro, man. One of the best anchor man in the game. I think we reviewed players like that a lot. So for me, Barella, 100% worth it. Casemiro, Kundu. He's a bit short, need a big guy. Big clunky guys like him, if you don't have Vieira or any tall midfielders, I think it's essential to have a big guy in your team. I'm not very impressed with Goretzka this year. I think maybe I didn't use him that much. Last time I used him was otherwise box to box, big guy, one touch pass, interception. So defensive and offensive skills combined. You can train him to be offensive box to box. You can train him to be a defensive box to box. I think that's what. And form is unweaver. I wish he had aerial superiority, but he doesn't. Most people compare him with Romario. I think is accurate if you train him right, because even at level 1, the meta abilities are there. Speed, acceleration, balance, dribbling, tight position, offense awareness, finishing. And combine that with a skill, outside color, first time shot, acrobatic finishing. So yeah, it could be a mini Romario. I never liked him personally, in a way. Stamina is way too low for a winger. Otherwise, with the outside color, he plays on the left and right. Not a great passer unless you train him that way. Whole players, you can never go wrong. I think when he's in form, he's solid in my opinion. Doesn't have, well, one touch pass, through passing. One touch through passing for AMF is a must. So when he's in form, he's a good AMF to have. Never liked him personally, but this isn't about personal preference. Beyond that, yeah, just a prolific winger who doesn't play any other position. He doesn't have, surprisingly, he has finishing skills than passing skills. Well, he's right-footed. He's left-footed, plays on the right. Yeah. I wish he was a Roman flank, though, to cut in. So his passing is sucks. You can't make his finishing that high, but because he's got acrobatic finishing, he could finish in weird angles and stuff. Let's see what's new. I always like Luke Shaw because most fullbacks does not have passing and defensive skills, especially a fullback having blocker and interception, plus pinpoint crossing, and through pass and fighting spirit. So when he's in form, I think he's solid in my opinion. Big clunky guy, super sub, acrobatic finishing, first time shot, no one touch pass. I think it could be good with having wide wingers. Gotta get the offense or in his minimum 85. Problem is, he goes to level 25, which is very low. So there's no way you're gonna make his finishing too high. So for me, it's a no-no. Rebic, another super sub, prolific winger. I think I like players versatile. Can play SS, CF, LMF, RMF. Again, at level 1, key ability is not that high, but he goes to level 34. So he could be effective. And this is just general review, not to insult anybody's knowledge. Not everyone is a meta player. Meta players wants because they play 3 narrow strikers, they will not use players if they're not high agility. I think he's decent. I remember I had a card who would go definitely higher level than this. An orchestrator with defensive skills, interception, one touch pass, double, all combined. Doesn't have blocker though. Yeah, it could be trained very highly if you like defenders with high aggression. He could be solid. Can trust him on the ball, high balance, tight position. So solid agility. He's short though, of course. But you can play CMF as well. Who's this guy? Fofana. A good passer, only defensive skill. Well, interception and sliding tackle. Definitely defensive mind box to box. Aggression could be high. I think for a big guy, physically can be strong and balanced, which is good. So I do rate him. I wish he could play on the flank as well, though. Doesn't. Who else is left? I'm not going to review Barella. Come on, behave yourself. My question is, though, those of you who use Barella a lot, he's only go to level 23. It doesn't seem like he's very different from standard card. Where's Bones? I think Barella was the first player I signed, and I swear, it's so smooth on the ball. Agility next level. This one does not have through passing, which is kind of important, especially if you use him as an AMF. He's box to box, though. Box to box, no active as AMF. Bones, what do you think of this Barella? I know you're a big Barella fan in terms of not very different from standard one, right? So, honestly, it's a good selection. I don't think it's a bad selection at all. From Casemiro to Kundu to Barella to, like, I would say more than half they're good. You don't like Gabriel Jesus, Tommy? Do you ever use Romario? Player of the week with through passing. Exactly, man. Big difference. Zinchenko, fullback finisher. Obviously, fullback finisher comes short. Most people use them in a diamond formation to provide more passing options. If you're wondering why certain fullbacks come short rather than drifting out wide. He doesn't have any defensive skills. Good passing, of course. Low lofted pass is beautiful when you switch the ball. Pinpoint crossing, weighted pass, soul control, scissor feint. I mean, listen, man, most meta players would probably train him, giving him about 14 progression points to make him more defensive. But I would say at least make his defensive engagement close to 80. And then speed, first thing for a fullback, obviously. But if you're not going to train him defensively, then you're going to need speed and acceleration, minimum 85. So I do rate him, especially this card is versatile. He can play as a fullback, as a left midfielder, and as a midfielder. So if I get him, I'll probably will use him. On PES, even the weight of the player would matter. Like if you have a player who's 175, 90 speed, but if he is like 75 kilograms, obviously you'll feel heavier. Like PES, in-depth details for players on PES years back, we used to calculate all that. On eFootball, a lot of time doesn't fucking matter. Perfect example was that guy playing the whole game on red with quick counter, fullback overlap. Not a single player got tired.